So what am I doing? So what am I doing? I am actually feeling a little lazy today because the sun was supposed to come out. I have roses, I have straw flowers, I have Julia Child's grandifloras. I have flowers that need the sun. But okay, enough. Let's talk about writing. Let's talk about stories. Do you know what day it is? Today is World Book Day. So happy World Book Day, everyone. Back to writing. So I'm so used to just writing organically. Like I'll hear a song, or I'll see somebody, or I'll see something in the sky, and I feel like I'm in a movie, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh wow, that will make a good story. So I get inspired by the weather, art, a song, a person who I don't like, a person who I love, a person who I don't even know, like a complete stranger, and they just look real quirky but interesting. So once I get inspired, I start creating my characters and their environment, the setting, and then their problems, their needs, their wants, their struggles. The protagonists, of course, secondary characters, and then of course the nemesis. And then of course the nemesis, right? The person who's stopping them from achieving something, just stopping them from accomplishing something. So I actually like my nemesis characters. So for a long time I just wrote organically. I just wrote. I got inspired and then I just wrote. I just started creating characters and everything. And then I kind of noticed that my main characters were like really awesome, but then I wanted my secondary characters to be like really rich too. But I started developing my secondary characters and just giving them more character traits to make their lives interesting too. So what helped me a lot is this amazing book by Jessica Brody. It's called Save the Cat. She actually has two. She has Save the Cat 1, which is for all genres. It's for all genres. And then she has another one, Save the Cat 2, which is for young adult, which is what I love to write. I'm still a teenager at heart. I don't know, maybe I have a lot of psychological things going on inside of me that, but it was never released. But honestly, I hold on to my memories. I hold on to my memories and they're so vivid to me. And I love sharing them. I love writing about them. And they're all from my childhood to my teenage years, because they were fun. They were like crazy, With that being said, a very simple yet effective way of bringing more 3 dimension to your characters is by using the shard of glass with a character outline. So I'm going to read you an example. I'm going to read you an example of my character outline that I have for my secondary characters, right? Because we're talking about secondary characters. So, and this is characters that are in my 4th novel that I'm writing. I'm going to give you the second title, the subtitle, not the first. The subtitle is called The Clown Thief. It is a YA mystery thriller that takes place in London. Okay, so here's an example of a character outline for my secondary characters. So Jingxi, psychological weaknesses, control freak. Moral weaknesses, She's shallow. Her wants, perfection. Everything must be perfect for Jingxi. Her needs. She needs to learn how to relax and chill out. Admirable traits. She's an overachiever. Superb student. Her quirky traits. She's OCD, extremely organized. She has a spray bottle with alcohol, and she cleans her laptop and phone, and she's always spraying her hands. Her favorite foods, shrimp and noodles. Her talents and hobbies. She exhibits managerial skills at such a young age. So that's an example of, so what exactly is your protagonist's shard of glass? What is a shard of glass? Well, a shard of glass actually is a psychological wound that has been festering beneath the surface of your hero, your main character, for a long time. Something happened to your protagonist. Something happened to your protagonist that makes them act the way they act, that makes them want to act out in school, makes them get angry when they really shouldn't get angry, and they can't fix it. At least not in the beginning of the story. Protagonist has an issue or a flaw that they can't seem to fix. And it's your job as a writer. It's your job as a writer to help them with that. There has to be a transformation. So whatever your character is going through, whatever they're struggling with, or it could be like another person's in their way to stop them from doing something. You as the writer, you have to come up with a solution to fix that. There has to be a transformation. So basically, you're asking yourself, as a writer, you would ask yourself, what does your protagonist need? What does your hero need? What does your protagonist need to win? So writing a character outline and using the shard of glass writing technique has been very helpful for me as a writer. It actually makes your characters more believable. You want your characters to be more believable. You want them to feel like, oh wow, I know somebody just like that. Oh man, I know homegirl's like, I know somebody like that. So when you use these writing techniques, creating a character outline and writing about their quirky traits and their wants, their needs and their desires and what they really need to fix them, it makes all your characters more believable. So now for the fun part. I'm going to read a chapter from the Kids at Lattimore High 2 Spring Fever. I'm just going to demonstrate the character outline that I talked about, their psychological weaknesses, their moral weaknesses, their wants, their needs, their desires, and their quirky traits. The Kids at Lattimore High 2 Spring Fever. I'm going to be reading from chapter 30, the POV of Trini. And the chapter title is called Everyone Makes Mistakes. Chapter 30, Trini. Everyone makes mistakes. Kevin and I were hiding underneath the bleachers when we heard footsteps. I peeked through the tiny cracks in the wood and saw 2 sets of feet, a pair of new black Jordans and a pair of white and gray DCs scuttling by. "That's Big O," I whispered. "Don't he got a new pair of Jordans?" Kevin turned his head and peeked through the wood with me. "Yeah, I think it's him," he said. "Go and see," I whispered. Cautiously, Kevin crawled from underneath the bleachers and poked his head out to spy on the visitors. "Yo, Big O, that you?" Kevin called out. "Kevin?" Big O's voice rang out. "It's cool, Trini," Kevin reassured me, leaping to his feet from the ground. I scrambled from underneath the bleachers, brushing off my clothes. Big O and Anthony B appeared behind the gate. "What the heck happened up there?" Kevin said.
Chaos, Anthony B. said. The police rounded up about 100 people, Big O said. Did they take them in? Kevin asked. Nah, just scared the crap out of them and gave them all a warning, Big O said. Mostly everybody got away, Anthony B. laughed. Do you guys always have basketball games like this? I chuckled. Nah, Kevin said. Tiny Ted started the whole mess. Yeah, and me and that coolie red dude got that fool real good, I blurted out laughing. What did you do, Trini? Big O said, surprised. I put that fool in a headlock and Coolie Red socked him good, I said. We all fell out laughing. As our laughter died down, Kevin looked at Big O. You all seen Armstrong? Kevin said. Nope, Anthony B. and Big O said at the same time. Big O cut Anthony B. an amused look and said, Man, Anthony, you were gone. I saw you jetting. Yeah, I got it like that. Just call me Speedy Bartonelli, Anthony B. said. Hey, y'all, let's go find Armstrong, Kevin said. Big O sighed in frustration and said, What's the deal? Does he have it too? I shot Kevin a look. Why y'all looking at me? Kevin blurted out. Because we know he told you something about him and Darlene on the stoop. Y'all were talking, Big O said. Kevin looked down at his feet, shifting uncomfortably. He got it, and his girl doesn't want to have the baby, Kevin announced. A moment of silence fell, and fear struck us all. I peeped at Kevin, Anthony B., and Big O's faces. They looked absolutely petrified. Well, let's go find him, Big O said, shaking his head. We crept back around to the football field. A handful of students were still hanging around, talking about the fight and the police roundup. He ain't here, he's gone, Kevin said. We passed the gate, looking over into the football field. That's when I saw a round figure sitting way on top of the bleachers. Look, it's Armstrong, I said, pointing towards the bleachers. Walking slowly, we made our way onto the football field to go check on Armstrong. My stomach churned from hunger and nervousness. Hey, think we can go to Tony's place after this? I said, rubbing my stomach. No one said a word. Armstrong, Big O yelled. Armstrong raised his head, but didn't make a move to come down. Are you all right, man? Big O said. Big O turned around and looked at us, then took giant steps up the bleachers. We followed him. Armstrong was sitting quietly on top of the last bleacher, staring down at the football field. Hey, man, Kevin said, giving Armstrong a light nudge on the shoulder. You missed all the action, Anthony B. said with a nervous chuckle. I plopped down next to Kevin on his left, leaning over the edge of my seat to get a good view of Armstrong. I scanned his hands, checking to see if he had a gun. You never know. At some point in time, everyone loses it. I had come really close to losing it myself with my dad. Armstrong wiped his face with his hand. Suddenly, the football field lights clicked, then flickered on, brightening the field. Ain't that the greatest thing you've ever seen? Armstrong said in a thin voice. Confused, we all looked at Armstrong. As if knowing we wouldn't understand him, Armstrong pointed at the field. The football field, he said with a rueful smile. The only thing that made me feel like somebody. Armstrong Wiggins, wide receiver, number 34. 22 receptions, 8 touchdowns, 600 YDs. That was my one shot to a good life. Now that's all gone now. Can't play in the NFL with HIV. We froze, listening to him. I never been that smart in school. My grades were all right. I figured I could just get by with my athletic skills. Funny. You would think I would have been smart enough to protect my own body. The truth is, Armstrong paused, running his hands over his face. I probably gave it to Darlene. I hardly ever used protection. Now I'm done. And I messed up her life too. Armstrong burst into husky sobs. The sound of his cries echoed throughout the field. Stunned, I looked over at Kevin, who had lowered his head in his lap. God, I'm so sorry, Darlene. Armstrong wailed like a child. We with you, man. We with you. Big O consoled Armstrong. Armstrong must have cried, it seemed, for hours. By the time we dropped him off at his place, it was 8 o'clock.
How did you feel about Armstrong? What did you feel after you were introduced to Armstrong as a secondary character? I hope you felt compassion for him. I hope you felt sad for him. And I hope that you didn't think his character was flat because I gave him more dimension. He's not a main character. He's in and out of the book. He's one of their friends, one of their homeboys. But I gave him more dimension. I made him more believable using the character outline and the glass of shard technique by Jessica Brody, Save a Cat book. So thank you for spending time with me today in a day in the life of Quirky me.
Do 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 quirky me. Do 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 quirky me. A day in the life of quirky me. A day in the life of quirky me. Ooh, sorry, couldn't use copyright music.